Hello and welcome to episode number 2 of In Orbit, the official Destiny podcast for Mash Those Buttons. I am Jarrett, and I'm here with Jovan Branch, also known as Sage of the Infinite, on PSN,
Yo.
and Jorge Veguija, who is GoTo NRG on PSN. And I can't even remember your Xbox, your live name. Does it even matter at this point?
Probably not, but if you want to get me on Xbox, it's
Nice.
Damn it. It's the JTI. I'm just joking. It's just I don't use Xbox that much anymore.
Right. Well, I was gonna say, when was the last time you actually turned yours on?
Anyway,
Yeah, mine was the last PSN outage, so whatever date that was, that's the last time I turned my Xbox on.
pretty much.
Yeah. So, but
Mine is still in the store.
yeah. I haven't picked yours up yet.
Nah.
Yeah, you pre-ordered with $0 down.
Yeah, it's still on hold, man.
Oh, okay. One day.
One day. I will get there one day.
Yeah. Well, if they do that, like we talked about on the Mashcast, came out Monday. If they do that cross-buy, I think a lot of people will be getting those Xboxes. Like cross-buy between Windows and Xbox One, that's their trump card right there.
Yeah.
That's a huge trump card. So, but yeah, we're not here to talk about Xbox. We're not even here to talk about PlayStation. We're here to talk about Destiny, and I don't know, things are kind of slowing down, and I think everybody's feeling that. I mean, we start these shows off talking about what we've been doing, so let's do that. What have you guys been doing in Destiny? Sage, why don't you get started first?
I just been building up a warlock I had in the stash that I never built up, so I just been getting that up, and that's it really. Just trying to. That's the only thing I've really had interest in. That's kept me interested in the game, is just trying to level up the warlock. But other than that, that's it really.
All right, how about you, Jorge?
I've just been I'll play story mode, but right now I'm just trying to finish off the rest of my Grimoire. I've been doing the only things I need to do is get the kills with my Warlock and my Titan, and I got that Grimoire done. And I'm waiting for them to put back out there the. I hate that they only make it a game mode available every so often, the salvage.
Right.
Just make it a fifth mode. Like, just have it out there. The fact that you only have 4 modes every so often. I mean, this week it's what? Combined arms?
Yeah, nobody likes that shit.
Nobody likes
That's the official statement of Mash's Buttons. Nobody likes combined arms.
Nobody, I mean, because it's either the one on Mars, which is annoyingly huge, or it's the one on the moon, which nobody likes anyway. And yeah, those everybody hates those 2 maps. So it doesn't make sense that you would remove salvage, which is actually a decent multiplayer map. And there's many different things that you can do. Yeah, you can capture it, but then if they disable it, they get all the points, or they get 150 points instead of 200. So it's like, do I really want to get it, or do I want them to get it? It's an interesting game mode. So that's the only thing, and the only exotic in the game that I need is 4th Horseman, and then after that I got them all.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I have it, and it's gonna be. I'm just holding it until I need a shard. Because if you have Invective, you don't need 4th Horseman. You're never going to use it. It really is a waste of the yellow palette.
Plus, it's so weird because you either have, high impact but no range, or all the range of the world but no impact.
Right.
So it's one or the other, and I can't remember. I kind of want to play around with it just to see exactly how special it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's not really, in my opinion, I mean, somebody may have a different opinion of it. But, like, the 4th Horseman, like, it's going to be a shard. Next time I need a shard, that one's going in the grinder.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you said, you talked about them taking salvage away and it being a special mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to touch on that for a second because, one, I think it's stupid that you have these game modes that come and go.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's dumb that because that moon map that they use in combined arms, that map wasn't that bad. People didn't hate. I didn't hate that map. I don't think people really hated that map. Um, Having that map in rotation for control wasn't that bad. In Clash, it'll be a different story because it's too big. But in Control, I don't think it was that bad. I think we had some good games on that map. So to put in a combined arms with such a small playlist is stupid. Like, if you're gonna have a combined arms playlist, dude, you make some more fucking maps. You know. But also on top of that, like the fact that the Dark Below playlist is still independent.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't understand that.
That's a 3-map rotation. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, why would we ever play that? A 3-map rotation. It should be like Call of Duty, where you get matched up with groups based on, your expansion level.
Right. And what kills me about it is, if anything, the Dark Below has one of the maps which would be very cool in Combined Arms, in Sky Shock. I mean, that thing is humongous.
It is. I hated that map.
Yeah. And I mean, the other thing I would make too about Combined Arms is I would make vehicles more of a focus than they are. Kind of remove special weapons out of the equation and make it so that, I mean, make it so that you can pick up special weapon ammo, but kind of put more emphasis on the vehicles, like make more vehicles spawn earlier and just make people go all out. I think that would be a more interesting playlist than just, oh, it's Control, but here's some vehicles sometimes.
Right.
I just feel like they're limiting it to what it could be, and it could be a very good playlist, but as it is right now, you have 2 maps, and there's a 3rd map which is available, which should be in Combined Arms, but it isn't because Bungie doesn't know how to do the whole thing right.
Yeah, obviously, that's just an ongoing. That's like the story of the Destiny players' lives. It feels like.
Unfortunately, and yet we keep coming back to it.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah. As for me, I mean, I think primarily I've been playing. I got my Titan up pretty high. Like, I think I had to like 30 at this point. So, I was doing that, and now I'm at the point where I need to raid to get better armor. I mean, I have a few more upgrades, but I basically just need Ascendant Shards, and then I need raid gear, and I'm done with it. We were playing Crucible really hardcore until Iron Banner. Dude, that last Iron Banner was brutal. It was so bad. Like, it was for so many reasons. One, because of the proliferation of certain cheesy weapons, like the Galahorn. I think they dropped a bunch of Galahorns and Soroses before Iron Banner, like the week before.
That's why I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's why I find, because the Iron Banner is supposed to come out this Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
I find this Iron Banner going to be. I think this is going to be a very interesting one, since this is the first one after the patch.
Right. And that is another thing. Like, yeah, like, dude, and the fact that the one thing that I discovered once I got the raid boots is that the raid boots also give you more heavy ammo in Iron Banner. Mm-hmm. So instead of getting 2 rockets, you get 4 rockets. Yep. And then, like, the fact that people were able to pick up other people's heavy ammo, like, no lie, there were times when I'm running around with like 6 rockets in Iron Banner or Crucible.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's ridiculous. And then I got a ridiculous rocket launcher drop in Iron Banner. I got a rocket launcher that, it's one of the ones that's proximity, so it blows up when it's near you.
Radagast Fury?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's very, like, that was cool and all, but other than that, like, there was a lot of Soroses. There were maps, multiple maps, where all I just heard was Soroses. Nothing but Soroses. Like, just people shooting Soroses, and that was it. So that was a pain in the ass. More people have the Thorn. That was a pain in the ass. And coupled with that, that wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't for the lag. The lag was unbelievable. It has been unbelievable, not just the Iron Banner, but this past month. And that's one of the reasons me and Sage haven't really been playing well, I don't want to speak for Sage, but I think he mirrors my feelings here. That's one of the reasons why we started to back down from playing Crucible, which has actually lowered our Destiny playing time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the Crucible is what was keeping us in the game, pretty much. And it was fun, but just became more frustrating. I mean, I can only shoot somebody with a shotgun in the face for them to turn around and shoot me and then have us both die so many times before I lose it. Like, I did lose it. I threw my PS4 Gold headset at my wall. It bounced off the wall into one of my other rooms. But it still works. It's fine. It's fine. It's durable. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I can only do it so many times, dude. Like, it was so frustrating.
I mean, what about what was that? Was that yesterday we were playing?
No,
When
not
you
yesterday. The other. Oh yeah.
David with the rocket.
Yeah, yo, last week, right? So as a warlock, I mean, do you play a warlock, or
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right now,
actually,
right now I'm doing warlocks to get that Crucible mark up.
if you play a warlock in the Crucible, dude,
Mhm.
all somebody really has to do is sneeze on you while you're doing your special, and you'll die.
Mhm.
Okay, yo, no lie. Sage is my witness. He was standing next to me when I did this. I shoot a rocket directly at a guy. No
Mhm.
tracking, no, shoot directly at him. It hits him in the face.
Mhm.
And he still had it, and it didn't take away all of his health. He had, like, I would say 20% of his health left. 20% of his fucking health left. And he does fucking Nova Bomb. He Nova Bombs us.
Yeah.
After a rocket to the face.
Yeah.
Like 2 games after that, I was done. I was like, after that actually happened, I was like, I didn't give a fuck anymore. And then in the middle of my last game, I was like, dude, I shouldn't even started this game.
Yeah. That was one of the worst things I've ever witnessed. Like, to see him fire that rocket, it hit the dude, and he's still flying and tosses the Nova Bomb. Like, it was, that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's crazy.
Yes, like I was like kind of silent that it happened. All I hear is just say, "No way, no way, no way." He said "no way" like 11 times in a row.
Yeah, I probably said "Oh my God"
Yeah.
more than I've ever said at one sitting. I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" Like, that's all I kept
That's
saying.
what my bad. It wasn't
Yeah.
no way. It was "oh my God." Like, it was like just unbelievable. I was just like, I can't believe this just happened, but it just happened, and I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, just because I've actually been on the good side of one of those, where I took a hit I knew very well I should not be alive. And I'm like, what is going on here? Did they weaken rocket launchers? Okay. And I took the guy out with my pulse rifle, and it was a wrap. 3 little words.
Wow.
And,
Oh, you took a guy out with a pulse rifle after a rocket shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's bad.
3 little words. If you don't have Red Death, make sure that you're level 3. Buy that from the Crucible Quartermaster.
We did.
Same impact. It's the same exact impact as Red Death and has better range. So you can do more damage.
I thought you said Red Death. What gun did you say?
3 little words. It has the exact same
yeah.
impact as Red Death. Has way better range. And it has third eye.
Oh.
Okay, so that makes
so
sense because we were getting killed with that a lot.
Yeah, 3 little words was bodying me one match. I was like,
I mean,
what?
Yeah, that's the new. Remember that auto rifle I was telling you guys about, Shadow Price,
Yeah.
where if you didn't have Suros, that was your best option. Yeah, if you don't have Red Death, 3 little words is your best option.
Really? I might have to check that out because shit, if I did that, if I had a gun like that, I'd bring back the Invective. And there'd be a lot of tears on the ground because I had to put her away so I could use the Thorn. But if I could bring her back.
Now that you mentioned that, what do you guys think I'm jumping around, but what did you guys think of them actually making Red Death available from Xur this past weekend?
I thought that was a terrible idea. I thought that was an absolutely terrible idea that they did that because, of course, you're going to just see a whole bunch of Red Deaths flying around now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't fix the cheese problem by giving everybody the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the thing, because then it just adds more cheese and it's too cheesy.
See, but is it really cheesy? The reason I say that is, again, you have options such as 3 little. You know what I actually saw a lot of in Crucible, which surprised me? Bad juju.
Oh,
I
I
see
was using
people.
that the other day.
I see people trying it out, but like because of the impact, like I have definitely been able to negate people using it. In order to really get the benefit of bad juju, you got to kill me, and that's your first problem. Like
Right.
that's the thing. You got to kill me in order for it to be useful,
Mhm.
because then you get the auto reload.
Yeah.
But especially if I'm fighting with the thorn, most of the time when people kill me with bad juju, they die very soon after that because their health will be so low after the fight.
Right.
You know. So yeah, I mean, bad juju is cool, and especially when you saw it a lot when the patch first came out. Um, you saw it a lot because everybody's like, "Oh, now I can use bad juju." I've been wondering if this is a good, how this is doing in the Crucible, and now it should do great. And it's all right. It's not bad. I mean, I did use it on more than one occasion, so I mean, that's
I mean,
cool. But
one of the best things is the fact that it has the full auto, so you just
right,
just
yeah,
nonstop,
Yeah, the
and
full auto,
every
yeah.
kill you get. Oh man, the one combination I kept seeing in Crucible, that bad juju. They also had Obsidian Mind, so they were getting supers really quick. It was like
right,
you kill maybe 3 or 4 guardians, all of a sudden they got a full super Hadouken. There it goes, and it's a wrap.
right.
So
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
I think bad
and
juju. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that they would just get their super back real quick.
Yeah, I think bad juju's balanced. Like if bad juju had the auto fire plus it had high impact, let's say like Red Death, that will be a huge problem. It will be
Yeah,
super
that
cheesy,
would be
but it
the
doesn't.
only gun you would see in Crucible.
Right, exactly. I guess since we're talking about the updates, we might as well get into the first topic, which is the weapon updates.
Hmm.
Obviously, pulse rifles were buffed 9.7%, and I don't know. In some cases, it feels like it's too much. Like I don't think I should get killed by 2 sprays of a pulse rifle, and that's happened on multiple occasions. I mean, like it's different if you get 2 direct headshots,
Hmm.
But the whole thing about the pulse rifle, I mean, like it shoots 3 bullets. Odds are, like 6 bullets aren't going to hit you in the head in 2 sprays.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing that ticks me off about all these updates. I do like the fact that they buffed up pulse rifles. They made them a viable weapon. They're actually very cool to use now in let's forget about Crucible for a second. In the main game, they're a viable weapon to use.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
killing things nonstop with pulse rifles. And they're actually fun to use again. It's cool. My problem is, okay, they boost all pulse rifles 9.7% and they leave it as that. Problem is, some of these pulse rifles, Red Death, 3 little words. I mean, they already have high impacts, so you fire it twice and it's bam, game over.
Yeah.
And the one big problem I have with Destiny is they already have too many ways for people to die with one shot. In Crucible, and I understand that. Hey, you're not supposed to be running out there and trying to get killed, but I mean, the fact that I can kill somebody with 2 sprays from a distance really quick, or opposite,
Oh yeah.
is a problem. And I'm just talking about pulse rifles. I'm not even getting into the big beef I have with the update.
Oh
Uh, the big beef is the hand cannons, but we'll get into that in a second.
okay.
Pulse rifles, I mean, they were buffed really nicely. Some pulse rifles were done perfectly. Bad Juju's one of them. Oversoul Edict is very, very effective now, especially in the raid. I mean, I'm tearing up Hive Knights like it's nobody's business. Oh, you want to put that shield up? I'm just gonna fire right through it. Um, I love using Oversoul Edict, but I mean, I can definitely see how many people are getting pissed off seeing killed by Red Death, killed by 3 little words. And they're like, they were down the street and they shot me with that. What the heck is going on?
Yeah. I mean, I noticed when I was using Red Death, the first spray gets rid of the shield, the second spray kills him.
Right.
That's basically what was happening. As long as you're
Yeah.
accurate, which is fine, but still two shots and basically what's an arena shooter. I mean, like fucking Destiny is not Counter Strike,
Mhm.
So two shots in an arena shooter, unless the gun's like a hit scan weapon, which there are no hit scan. Well, actually, sniper rifles, I guess technically speaking, are hit scan, but that's debatable. Either way, unless they're hit scan weapons, doesn't make any sense, or say it's not fair. But yeah, that's the thing. Like the pulse rifles, like this goes back to weapon balance. If the guns were all balanced to begin with, giving all pulse rifles a 9.7% increase wouldn't be a problem because the stats on the weapons would still be balanced. You're just making the weapons more powerful. But the fact that Bungie apparently has forgot how to balance weapons, individual weapons, that's a problem because then you get the red deaths.
I just think that, one of the things that this game has, it has a lot of guns. It has a lot of options for people, which is cool.
Yeah.
But again, when you get into, for example, a multiplayer game, when you have this many options, and it comes to fine tuning every single gun for the thing, I keep going back to the point that I made back when this was the plus. It was not even the original episode 1. Maybe they need to make a basic Crucible settings where Crucible hand cannon, Crucible shotgun, Crucible pulse rifle. That's it, and you get to choose whichever primary, whichever secondary, whichever heavy, and you can only choose from that for Crucible. Because
Right.
some of these options, Red Death. Oh my God, I feel bad for like these level 7s or 8s that are going in there trying to Crucible for the first time, and then they just turn the corner, bam, bam, they're dead. They're like, this isn't fun. What is going on here?
Yeah.
And they can't replicate that damage. They just can't.
Well, the game has so many weapons, and obviously guns are a huge focus. I can't believe that Bungie wouldn't have a group of devs internally that just strictly dealt with that. That's all they dealt with was weapon balance and checking out the weapons, making sure the weapons are balanced. In my opinion, a weapon like the Thorn should not exist. A weapon like the Thorn should not exist.
For Crucible or
for Crucible. Like for the burning effect or the poison effect, that shouldn't affect Guardians. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have different things that affect Guardians. Like these stats don't affect Guardians of the Light. Something like that, because that shit's ridiculous. And actually, a thing about this update is that I don't think you should ever have an update where you make some weapons good and now makes other weapons irrelevant. Because, first of all, I've been seeing way less people use a Thorn, even though I still use it and I'm viable with it. But the gun that I've seen can make completely useless is the Soros. I still see some people using it, but I've even seen people go from the Soros in the middle of a match to something else, because between Red Death and Thorn, man, I really don't need to use the Soros anymore.
Yeah.
I definitely have seen far fewer auto rifles, although for some reason I have seen an uptick in Athean epilogues, which doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
I think Sage got killed by that the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I did.
Right.
I did. I was like, what is this? What's going on? But maybe he was doing a bounty. Maybe he was doing a Thorn bounty.
No. Trust me, that there's way more Athean epilogues out there than they should be. But anyway, back to your whole thing about hand cannons. I actually disagree with you. Thorns are extreme. First off, all hand cannons, but especially the big 3: Thorn. What is it? Last Word, and everybody's favorite Hawk Moon. Those guns, there's no reason for them to be as effective at a long range as they are. I'm getting destroyed. My ass is getting handed from a distance by these hand cannons. And I just don't understand it. They're using them at the same range that people would use a scout rifle. And I'm like, what is going on? Maybe it's just me.
No, you're right.
No.
You are 100% right. The hand cannons should not be as long range as they are, because they're nerfed now. They're effective. Well, they're effective. Their accuracy starts to their accuracy is less at a far range, and the effective range, the damage, is less now. When I hit, okay, to prove your point for you, I have sniper battles with hand cannons.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I have taken out snipers who should have the absolute advantage over me. I've taken them out with the thorn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I shouldn't be able to do that. Now I notice that the damage I'm doing is less, but you know, if I can keep my feet moving, you know, it's harder for the snipers to actually hit me. I still have a huge beef with sniping. Simply, I have a, you know what? I have a beef with the fact that if you shoot somebody in the head, their accuracy isn't affected. I have a beef with that. Period.
Right.
And especially with sniper rifles, because you could be laying it on a sniper. You could be hitting him in the head. You could be moving around him in the head, and like his like it's still a straight shot, which is why I say sniper rifles could be considered hit scan. With the exception of maybe, I don't know, something like the fucking icebreaker. But, you know, a lot of sniper rifles are fucking hit scan, you know? And I don't know, like you're right, like the Thorn, the Last Word, Timir's Lash with the right perks.
With the right perks on it.
It's
if
ridiculous.
You get a good roll on it.
Fucking Hawk Moon. Like,
dude,
you know,
one of my friends
Moon,
has a Timir's Lash, Hawk Moon style. He has the 2 perks on it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And since it has 7 bullets, you're guaranteed 2 of those bullets. Two out of 7 are going to be high damage. No, he had the 3 bullets out of 7. I'm sorry.
Yes, 3 out of 7. Yeah, or it's 3 bullets on the Hawk
instead
Moon.
of 3 out of what? 14, 13.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous.
So it's just really quick. All of a sudden, bam, you're dead, and it's like
And
a headshot does 90 damage.
That's
what?
the thing about weapon balance. That should not happen. Bungie dropped the ball when they allowed it to, when they made it so that perk could be on that gun. It's too much. It's too much, and this is, God, this is the 3rd podcast, and we've talked about weapon balance over and over again, but for different reasons. You know, each time. But this is a perfect example of lack of weapon balance and why it's a huge problem in the Crucible. You know, in PvE, I can't imagine that it's a huge or a great thing. You know what I'm saying? In PvE, it's great to have 3 out of your 7 bullets be high damage. But in the Crucible, it's too much. But yeah, you're right. Like, hand cannons are definitely, they're way too long range. It gives you a huge advantage over somebody, and it really shouldn't. I mean, to be honest with you, I would think like a fucking like a rifle, you know, like an auto rifle, which should be more accurate at a longer range.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the case.
The Hawk Moon. That's all I gotta say.
The Hawk Moon is ridiculous. Yeah, the Hawk Moon. Like one of my most hated guns was the Thorn, even when I had it or have it. But then the Hawk Moon took place because then they started dropping more of those, and you just hear more people with it. And the thing about the Hawk Moon, it's like it's not even like you're fighting against, you know, fighting against somebody's skill. In reality, you're fighting against time. The longer they have to shoot, it's like Russian roulette. The longer they have to shoot, the better chance they have of killing you.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah, basically. And I mean, not to mention, you know, the dreaded topic of lag that haunts this game badly. Like when you just throw in that with these crazy weapon perks and these different weapon balancing, like it's just a recipe for disaster, man.
It is. It really is. It's what's causing the frustration that we've been having.
Yeah.
You know what I believe is the most well balanced gun for PvP, and I know people that know how to use it right will destroy almost every single gun. Mida multi-tool.
Oh God!
But here's the thing: I personally can't say it's a cheap weapon because I know that if I'm getting killed by Mida multi-tool, it's because of my own damn fault.
Right. Yeah, I don't get owned by that gun, but when I see it, I'm like, okay, I know what it was. Like, I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
you know?
like if you wield it right, it's a great weapon.
Yeah, and that's what it should be for all of these weapons. Like, if you know how to use it and you're just nice, you should be able to dominate. Like, but sometimes you just know it's not right. It's BS.
Yeah, it's not the player, it's the weapon. A lot of these players, if they didn't have the weapons they had, they wouldn't be getting the kills. Like, you know, a lot of these guys with Hawk Moons, if they didn't get a Hawk Moon, they wouldn't be getting kills, the way they are.
Right.
If they didn't have, oh God, and going back to the whole thing about Iron Banner, the previous one, which sucked ass.
It sure did.
Absolutely.
First off, some of those weapons that they gave were, oh my God, overpowered.
Yeah.
I mean, that shotgun, well, I forget what it's called.
Oh my God, that shotgun.
So first off, it has such a high impact that its range doesn't matter.
Right.
It's like, okay, you're there, Fah! Dead, instant, no questions about it. I don't care what you said. You going down. It's a wrap. And then the sniper rifle, the one that he was selling, has a perk where the last bullet does an insane amount of damage. So all you hear at the beginning of the match, they get rid of the 2 bullets, so they have that 1 bullet. It doesn't matter where you hit that person, if it's in the chest, in the leg, or whatever. It's a wrap. You're dead.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
So on the big maps, it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's another problem. The fact that the maps themselves aren't necessarily balanced properly. There should be no map where you could shoot somebody in their spawn from across the map.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What kills me more is just the perks on these guns are way too powerful for PvP, and it gets to the point where it's unfair, heavily unfair. I mean, the only gun I honestly can't say that is Mida Multi-Tool, and I know it has amazing perks on it. I mean, that movement speed that you get with Mida Multi-Tool is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say that it has good enough perks for PvP where if you're doing something stupid, you're gonna get owned.
Absolutely.
Every like almost any other exotic in that game. Oh, you're gonna put up a Titan shield? Here's a Galahorn. Deal with that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some of these perks are ridiculous.
Yeah, that all goes to weapon balance and why I think pulse rifles are a huge problem right now. And like I said, there should be your updates should not make other guns irrelevant. Like, we're seeing way less auto rifles. I got killed by 4 of the people the other day, and I got happy. I was like, good for you. Good for you. But yeah, the auto rifle, I don't even, it's like, it wasn't just that the damage was reduced by 2.5%, but also the range was reduced too.
Yeah.
So it was like, why would you even do that? Just use a pulse rifle now. Hand cannons, like I said, I can still kill people with them, but I've definitely seen less. Fusion rifles, they needed a nerf, I think. In terms of how accurate they are at a distance.
But I will say this: that they're not unfair now. I mean, I still see a lot of people using fusion rifles.
Yeah, they're not unfair now.
They're not unfair. They're still
Pocket Infinity is not killing you from down the street around the corner.
I don't know about that. No, I'll tell you one gun that still does need to be nerfed. Plan C.
Because of the switching.
Oh my God,
the switching.
Plan C.
No, not just the switching. The range.
Oh yeah.
The range of that gun is damn ridiculous.
Plan C is ridiculous. I mean, I was going in the Crucible. I had the Stranger's rifle, and I was doing work. That's when I was like, okay, the pulse rifles are definitely the bump was real. If I'm going in there with the Stranger's rifle and I'm actually getting kills,
yeah, there's a lot of people that use that gun.
Yeah.
The big 3 pulse rifles right now are Stranger's rifle, Red Death, and 3 Little Words. You'll see those all over the place. And then to a lesser extent, Oversoul Edict. Oversoul Edict is basically an auto rifle.
Right. I saw that yesterday. I was actually going up against people with that one yesterday.
Right. Now, I will say one thing that definitely I think was good that came from this update was the fact that if you have heavy ammo and you die, it doesn't drop.
Thank God.
Yes, I think that was a really, really good call. For the simple fact that, dude, you would see people running around with heavy ammo forever, especially if they had a machine gun, and double, especially if they had a machine gun with against all odds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shit's ridiculous. Like, yo, I've seen people have heavy ammo from, like, the first heavy ammo drop straight through the second heavy ammo drop.
Oh, yeah, I've done that. I've definitely done that. Plenty of merciless badges with against all odds.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that shouldn't be happening. Not special ammo. Sorry, heavy ammo should be. It really should be like, you shouldn't have that much of it. You shouldn't be able to
Right.
carry it through the rest of the match because that's a huge advantage. That's a huge deal. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because now it's like, yeah, like now it's like if you fight somebody face to face, they're not gonna take you, unless you're fighting somebody else with heavy ammo, you know.
Yeah,
So I thought that was a really good idea. Like I was tired of having people, and I did think this was a little unfair too, even on my end, where I would have a rocket launcher, I'd have my raid boots on, so I get heavy ammo. I have 4 rockets, right? I catch somebody else who just got heavy ammo coming out of a door or something like that, kill them, boom. Now I'm just gonna leave that brick there for when I'm ready to come and get more heavy ammo. You know what I'm saying? And especially if like I won't pick it up because I don't want to die and have all this heavy ammo. So I'll just leave the Jolly Rancher on the ground. I'll go kill somebody. I'll go kill some people. If I die, then I get back up and I go get other heavy ammo.
hmm
You know, in my opinion, if they were going to do that, where when you die the heavy ammo drops, it should have been available for both people. It should have been available for the person who dropped it and for the person who killed that person.
See, I would not only that, but I would have taken it a step further with the whole heavy ammo drops. First off, we all know that the second the heavy ammo comes out, it changes the entire game.
Yes.
So my recommendation that they should do, just go full on Hunger Games style and put it right at the center of the map. The second you hear heavy ammo inbound, everybody's gonna go Hunger Games style and just go to the middle and get their throat slashed.
That would be awesome.
That would be that would be really
That would
cool.
be awesome.
Dude,
But like,
just have one box.
it used to be like that though. There used to be only one heavy ammo drop, and on top of that, that one heavy ammo drop only supplied 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
That was perfect.
And now it supplies the entire team.
Now it's anybody who's around. Actually, you don't even have to be at the box. You have to be within a certain vicinity of the box and look at the icon.
Right.
And then you'll get heavy ammo dropped to you. But it's too when you have, let's say you have 8 out of 12 people on the map with heavy ammo. That's too much, dude. That's too much. Like, and especially for the people who didn't get the heavy ammo, it's like, well, I'm just gonna, bend over and kiss my ass goodbye because that's basically what's gonna be happening. Like, it should be. I thought that was great. Like, only 2 people got heavy ammo, and people probably complaining because they couldn't do their bounties or some shit like that. But I thought that was a great balancing because heavy ammo definitely changes the game. And then at that point, if only 2 people on the map have heavy ammo and they get killed, that is fine, and then the heavy ammo drops for the person who kills them. That's a different story. But now you have situations where, if one team gets both heavy ammo boxes, forget about it. Forget about it, dude. Like it's terrible. It's terrible to play games like that. And it's a combination of things because it wouldn't necessarily be so terrible if your teammates actually communicated with you. But they don't. So it's very easy for, so you guys to be going to heavy ammo and then get dropped and then one team get both heavy ammos. And the lack of communication is Bungie's fault. It is ultimately Bungie's fault.
And another thing, going back to weapon balancing, the fact that you have a Gallahorn, you have 4 shots. I have, we'll say, the starting rocket launcher. I only get 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Are you kidding me? I mean, both rockets will kill you instantly if they hit you, but because it's Gallahorn, you get an extra 2 shots.
Oh yeah,
that's just not fair.
Gallahorn is the cheese whiz, man.
No, actually, you know what? Gallahorn, while it is very powerful in PvP, it's not the end all be all. You want the best rocket launcher in PvP? Truth. That thing will home on something like a torpedo. You lock in on somebody. That perk where it aggressively seeks out targets is no joke. I've seen of Truth do a full right-hand turn 90 degrees and go after somebody. It was hilarious. Dude, he got Torpedo Ted from Mario Brothers.
Yeah. I actually have one and I don't use it because I don't like. Actually, when I use the rocket launcher, even when I had a tracking rocket launcher, I don't really have time to lock on to somebody.
Right.
Like most of the time, because the thing is, I'm not a bitch, so I don't sit there with a rocket launcher. I actually move around, and so when I see somebody, I just need to fire off. And the rocket launcher I got doing the Iron Banner, where within proximity, that's been doing great. Especially because when I shoot it off and it's moving in a straight line, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's gonna miss me." And as soon as it like gets in proximity, and I see my points come up. You know how many snipers I've killed with that shit? That shit's hilarious, yo. Actually, I think I put a video up on YouTube of me. Yeah, I did, of me shooting a long range rocket. I called the video Fox 2.
I've been witness to those Fox 2s.
I highly recommend that you level up that truth, because another perk that a lot of people don't realize, you can have 3 shells in one magazine.
Oh yeah, I did.
That
see
makes
that.
a big difference.
It does. It does. Like, yeah. Like, actually, I have a rocket launcher that does it now, the Admonisher 3, but it's the one that does void damage, not arc damage. And, like, not only does it hold 2 shells sometimes, but sometimes it'll just automatically replenish the ammo so I don't lose any ammo.
Oh, God.
And so, like, I shoot a rocket and I look at the ammo, I'm like, oh, it's like I didn't even shoot it. I just shoot another one just for shits and giggles and I kill somebody else, you know? But that shit's unfair. You know, that shit's ridiculous.
I agree.
You know? So, moving on. Not necessarily, well, yeah, I guess we're moving on from the updates at this point. But something that is supposed to, I thought was going to be coming in a future update, but I guess I kind of gave a preview of, was Inferno mode. Because, you know, there's been a lot of talk about the Dark Below, not Dark Below, but, House of Wolves. Actually, we talked about it on the last podcast, and Inferno mode versions of Clash and Control, where basically they take, like, well, as far as we could see, they got rid of the map, okay, or your radar, or the tracker as they call it. Another thing that Inferno mode does that I found out when I played it was that captures are a lot faster on Control. Like, right. You can one-man capture a lot easier now. And, I don't know, Inferno mode is supposed to be, like, kind of like hardcore and stuff. But it fails at that for the simple fact that it's so easy to kill people now. Like,
well,
you
definitely have campers.
Like, you definitely have campers. And when you're on a point, you are looking around more to see if people are coming. But when you're actually running around, like, dude, because the vision is limited, the FOV is limited on these games, I've had enemies run straight past me. Like, I'll be standing there and they run, like, straight past me. To the point where I'm like, is that an ally? Like, like, you know, he didn't do anything at all. And they get killed from behind. Like, but all they have to change is footsteps. That's what you need to change. Add footstep sounds, make it so we can hear other people's footsteps, and that changes the game. Because now you give people more of a reason to crouch as opposed to move around fast. Like, dude, I didn't crouch around. I did see some people crouching around and shit like that, but I didn't. I moved around as fast as I could because I knew if I got behind somebody, there's no way they'd know I was there. Which happened all the time. I've never shotgun so many people in the back in my life, yo. Like, it was so easy to kill people. And that's, I'm like, this is just another, like, it's not more hardcore at all. It just takes away people's vision.
Well, it takes away the crutch that people were using for the longest time.
Well, yeah, it's a crutch, but, you know, it's something you kind of need when you can't hear anything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I for that mode, I definitely would cut the music off, allow for actual sound effects like the footsteps, as you mentioned. That way, you're using all your senses.
Yeah, I mean, even like you can't even hear when people like step in water or something like that. Like, there was a dude like jumping, like an enemy in front of me, like jumping in water, and I I couldn't hear it. He died. I didn't. But you know, that's the thing. I mean, and it's not more hardcore. It's hardcore camping. Is what it's going to turn into. Like that. Like, you know, if I didn't play. Actually, the time I played, I never got blind watch. But you know, I would just sit in like on the you know, at B, those doors that open at the top of the steps. I just make that my new home. Like, because people with radar now, people run through that door.
Yeah.
And get chopped down.
Destroyed.
Like, I have videos of me doing that to people. And like, I wish I could record the audio because Sage is usually dying laughing when I do it.
You can record the audio.
Oh, really? Like, without streaming?
You just got to go to the settings and I actually just found this out a couple days ago. You go to the settings, you can change it so that it records mic speak.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I just found that out. But yeah, Inferno mode was a cool idea. I personally wouldn't have made it so that you capture zones. I would have preferred multiple versions of Inferno mode. I guess you could do the capture the
Well,
zone
there's
mode
supposed to be
also.
Inferno Clash coming and Inferno Skirmish, so.
Right.
But just, I mean, taking away. It's funny because taking away the radar would make you think that people are going to move around more carefully,
Mhm.
but it doesn't. That's not how it works out in real life. Like, a perfect example Assassin's Creed multiplayer, right? When they made Assassin's Creed multiplayer, they expected people to blend with the crowds and sneak around and try to be assassin-like. That puts you at a disadvantage in that game. The people who win those matches, or I would win matches by running around. I would run around and I'll be able to get the drop on the person. Like, while this person is sitting around, they hear beeping and whatnot, and they're trying, they're trying to figure out, well, who's coming. Usually, by the time they see me, they can't do anything about it. And it's kind of the same thing. Like with Inferno mode, I mean, unfortunately, you can jump around. Like remember the guy I was telling you about who's jumping around in the water. The reason he's jumping is because it's obviously hard to hit the jumping target. So even if somebody's camping around the corner, if I jump around that corner, I'll probably I'll have the drop on them because of the way Destiny works. So sneaking around and things like that really aren't really going to work. Oh, that's say not that they're not going to work, but it's not going to turn out the way that I think Bungie intended.
Right.
Yeah. So Inferno mode, I probably won't play it when it comes out unless they make some changes, like being able to hear stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because hearing footsteps would actually make me move around slowly. If
I think that they need to add a little bit more besides that for me to play it again. I mean, I didn't hate it. I just thought that it was half baked. And I'm not making a drug joke. I'm being serious.
Yes.
It's just it's like I saw what they were trying to do. I think they could have done a little bit more.
They probably could have done a little bit more. They definitely could have done a little bit more, but I don't know, man. I can't see myself playing it. And even if they did add the footsteps, I mean, it'll make me more likely to play it, but I still don't know if I'll really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe some people would play it more if they had guacamole available to them.
I mean, I didn't even get a chance to play, that mode, and that brings me to my problem is with these disappearing modes that only pop up every so often, and they're not, it's so like I don't think I've ever played salvage because the times that I've seen it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go play it, and then I get into something else, and then I never go back in, and it's gone. So like that's one of my things with this game is they've got a lot of good modes, and they've got things that pop up that people enjoy, but it's like that's what leads to this game being stagnant at times because everything is not available for you to just try out all the time. And some people just don't have time to dedicate to a game like that, to where it's like, okay, this is just here for this, these couple of days or this weekend or whatever, and that leads to the game being kind of stagnant in my perspective.
I mean, salvage is definitely one of my favorite modes. I really, really like that mode, and I would like to see them expand on it, make it a 6v6, because it's basically combining all the other game modes into one. You resurrect your own teammates, you capture a quote unquote zone, and then you have to defend it. So you're defending the zone, making sure people can't go after it.
Right.
And if all your people die and they go in and disable it, well, then you just lost points, and it's a lot of points because you get a certain amount of points per person there. So it's really, really cool.
Right.
And I think it would, if you made it like a 6v6 mode, oh my God, with the amount of insanity going on in there, it would, because you're basically just funneling everything to one site. Everybody just goes to one stuff, and you just see bullets flying everywhere. It's really cool.
I mean, this is the thing about this game. I mean, I don't know if this is, off topic or whatever, but Bungie has a game that is, I think we all play it for the potential that it has, because they built a game, with good mechanics, good controls. It's got a, good gameplay, but it's just these just annoying things that make you want to say, I'm not going to play this game anymore. But the fact that it's a good game makes it hard to just put down permanently, and I think we're all infatuated with the potential of the game. And if they could just capitalize on all the things that they've done right and fix some of the things that they've done wrong, I think it would change for a lot of people,
That is true, and that's part of the problem. Like, you see a lot of potentials, and so it feels like we're kind of just waiting around for it to get good.
Right, exactly.
They're
exactly.
right there. They're right there. Still right there. They never take the steps that they need to do better. I mean, and it's funny because it seems like they really want the multiplayer to be skill based,
Right.
but then they don't make it skill based. Like, let's talk about Trials of Osiris, because we've never talked about it on this show before.
Right.
The way they make Trials of Osiris seem like, oh, it's going to be the best of the best. It's a game mode of true skill and talent and blah blah blah. This is all I heard after that, because, dude, I'm sorry, and this may offend somebody, but there is no, how can I put this? There there really isn't any sense of accomplishment in doing well in Destiny. Okay?
Right.
In doing well in Destiny, and the Crucible, there is zero sense of accomplishment, because skill is an outlier, it feels like. Skill doesn't come into play as nearly as much as it should in a first-person shooter in this game. First things first, it's about the weapons. It's about your weapons first, and then maybe your armor after that. Okay? Then it's about your latency. Are you on the good side of the latency, or are you on the bad side of the latency? And that's a big deal. Like, for the Trials of Osiris, you have to win a bunch of Crucible matches in a row, or have a good winning percentage to get a ticket to the Trials of Osiris. One place I heard said you have to win 5 Crucible matches in a row.
Right.
And that's how you get a ticket. And it's kind of like, that doesn't mean you're skilled. That's kind of luck of the draw shit. That's like, are you playing with a pre-made group? Are you playing with a decent, team, like a non-pre-made group? That's total luck of the draw. Like, how many matches have we played where I have gotten the best score and best KD out of all 12 players, and we lost?
And we still lost. Exactly. I mean, it, like you said, it's all luck of the draw. It's all weapons, armor, latency, and it also depends on the map rotation.
It does.
Like, what maps are we playing? Who knows this map the best? Like, how are we starting out in this map? Are we starting out, toward a certain end, like where we're at a disadvantage? Or are we going to be starting out where we're at an advantage? And it also depends on the mode we're playing. Like, it's just so many variables in multiplayer that it kind of takes away from the skill that it takes to dominate in Crucible.
Yeah, that also goes back to Bungie themselves. I mean, the most balanced map is the new one that they have on the moon, the Cauldron. I mean, there's no one zone where you can go where you absolutely have an advantage. And it took them. I mean, pretty much every. I mean, no, that's not true. The other one is the Pantheon. That's another balanced one. Every other map in the game, if you control one side, you pretty much have the game set up perfectly for you, unless you have a case of mastery. I mean, what was it? Twilight Gap. You control one side, If you get spawned on the right side, it's a wrap. You should be able to maintain that. If you can't maintain that, then you just don't have the right gun setup. And I'm honestly believing that has to do with the way that they were a lot of these multiplayer maps were constructed so badly, where certain things were giving people such a high advantage that it became a little unfair.
Right. Yeah, and that's the
anomaly. I mean, you control the one side. Oh God, I forget what side it is. And you can take care of everything from the top right there.
If you have C, getting C and B, C and B is really easily, or maintaining it, I should say.
Right, and I mean, you just have to be. If you're spawned on that spot, you should be having 1,000 point lead on everybody.
Well, and on top of that, if you get B on that map, like once whoever gets B first, getting B from that team is going to be incredibly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly difficult, dude. Like it's pretty bad. So it's almost actually we won a match because of like they got B, they got it like really fast. Dude, we didn't even try to get B. We just kept killing them as they were coming up from B. It was like don't even go in there because you're just gonna die, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I mean, like, it's you're right. Like the aren't really balanced. Like it's if you have patience and time, and on Twilight Gap, dude, it's so easy for just you can shoot right into the enemy spawn. If you spawn on the A side, you can just shoot right into the enemy spawn. Oh, and fuck the heavy ammo. Like, dude, that is just a shooting gallery. Once that happens, like once the heavy ammo comes up there. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's not enough balance in the game for anything to really be skill based. Even once you got into the Trials of Osiris, now you have to win, because the thing is, like, it's if you lose 3 times, you're out.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to win another ticket to get back in. But that's luck of the draw too. What teams are you gonna get? What cheese does the other person have? Can you out cheese them? That is what it comes down to. Like, I'm sorry, but Destiny is not about skill. Destiny's not about skill because of the way the weapons work. In order for the Crucible to be about skill, they would have to balance the weapons individually for Crucible, and they're just not going to do that.
Right. You know what? Like, no disrespect to Bungie, but I feel like this game is a huge beta. Like,
yeah,
they're just, they're just, and, I respect that because they are giving, this is a game that I have put more hours into than any game that I've played in a long time. And I respect that. And I feel like I definitely feel like I got more than my money's worth, because of all the hours I put in. But at the same time, it just feels like, whenever they, all the data they're collecting and things they're, noticing, whenever they put out another game, I feel like that's going to be the game where people are like, all right, this is it. Like, I'm straight. Like, if they take advantage of that, I feel like they're going to, they can definitely capitalize on all of this data and all of this time that people have put into this game, because, I mean, this game is everywhere. This game is very popular.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, I went back and remember, I don't know if you guys remember the first episode, not really the first episode, but the preview episode, where I said I honestly believe this game is just a giant beta, and the second comic comes out, you're going to see a completely different game. I honestly believe that we'll say it comes, House of Wolves come out, we'll say May, June, July, August, September, the 4 months between House of Wolves and Comet, you're going to see everything come together for Bungie. And I honestly believe the experience is going to be completely different come this fall. It's going to be a much different game. They've been working on Comet since the game came out.
Right.
I mean, I honestly believe it's going to be a completely different experience. Everything that we're hopefully wanting to be changed will be changed. It's just unfortunate that we have to wait until then.
Right. And it's unfortunate for them too, because like is everybody gonna be willing to wait? Is everybody going to be still around to witness all these changes? Like,
And
are people
even
going to, you
and
know,
even worse, are people going to be willing to pay for the changes?
right? And are people going to care? Like, is anybody even going to care at that point? Because I've noticed like a lot of people. It's still a lot of people playing, but I've
Hmm.
seen like a lot of even looking at the internet and other other things, noticing how people have been grouped together and talk about this game, and they do their podcasts, or they talk about the game. I've seen it's been a drop off, you
Yeah.
know.
And this kind of goes into one of the topics that we were going to talk about. Um, what happens now? Because a lot of people who play this game, they don't play PvP. They play the PvE.
Yeah.
Right, right,
And
right.
I've seen a giant amount of people who just stopped doing raids completely. I mean, I myself, I was in a clan, and the only thing that we had left to do was the flawless raider. We did it, and the next day, I didn't hear from them for a week. And these are people who used to play it almost daily. They would be on playing it almost daily, and now they're playing Dying Light. Although they do come back every so often now and play uh, Destiny. I think people have been looking for another game out there, be it Dying Light, even Evolve, even though people say that game's trash. I have no opinion on it since I haven't played it. Dying Light, like I mentioned, Dying Light. I've seen a lot of people go there. Um, the one thing that Bungie's been lucky with is the fact that this has been a weak next gen. Let's just call it what it is, or current gen, whatever you want to call it. There haven't been that many titles that have come out that you can honestly say this is going to steal my time. I mean, the big multiplayer games now are Battlefield, Destiny, Dying Light to a certain extent. Hell, even Call of Duty's fallen off majorly. I mean, it's crazy. And I think the next big release that everybody's looking forward to right now is Mortal Kombat X. The second that game comes out, I can honestly see the numbers for Destiny plunge big time, because I mean that game has certain things that I wish Bungie that I wish Destiny would have. I mean, the faction wars. I'm gonna be in the Lin Kuei, or I'm gonna be in the Brotherhood of Shadow, or I'm gonna do this, and people who are in the winning faction get certain items that they can put on their characters. That should have been in Destiny. Like, oh, Dead Orbit's over here. Dead Orbit wins this week. Dead Orbit people get a special weapon drop. Some people get an exotic, some people get legendary, some people get strange coins. Something cool like that. That way you're always trying to do something with people from that faction. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
And that would have added so much replay value to the PvE experience. Like, for example, we'll just say the weekly challenge for the faction wars will be who can who can kill the most enemies in this mission, and then make a special version of that mission so that it's just all these enemies in certain locations and you have to find them or something like that. I'm just pulling something out of the top of my head. And like the fastest times, the average fastest time for that faction will get these perks or these items or something like that. Just something different.
Right.
Right. Or maybe even have it like, take the Guild Wars route and have it so that, based on how your faction's doing, if you have the top faction for, let's say, that day or that week, you get access to like a special raid or PvE area.
Right.
That was a brilliant thing Guild Wars did. Like, there were people who played Heroes Ascent, or it was called Heroes Ascent, the later half of the game, so that they could get the PvE open for the rest of their guild. They played Heroes Ascent, and that was a big deal winning that. I'm not even going to get into it because we'll be here having me gush over that PvP experience.
Mhm.
But yeah, but like that, like if your country, not just your faction, but your country, won Heroes Ascent 3 times in a row, you got access to specific um PvE areas that other countries did not, and they could do the same thing with factions here.
Mhm.
Same thing. I mean, like with Guild Wars, well, factions. you had the Kurzik and the Luxon, and you had those maps that you would fight on, and you were basically trying to push the other side back on the
Mhm.
larger map. And if you did that, you controlled more territory. So, and good things happen to you because of it. So you're right. Like that would be a great way to keep people engaged. But Bungie is not keeping people engaged, and the content is dry.
Do you believe that I'm going to get into some possibly controversial territory here? Do you believe that it's a product of the game? I mean, let's face it. When we bought Destiny, we bought the 60 to, well, most people bought the $60 to $80 package. So you either paid 80 to $90 to get the full game up to now.
Right.
So do you believe it's a product of there not being a monthly subscription or yearly subscription or something like that, where Bungie could take the additional revenue and put that towards a team that could put out extra content or extra something?
I don't believe that one bit because Guild Wars did it for years. Not one bit. And I don't want to ever hear you say anything like that again. Disrespected me in my house.
No, I mean, but let's face it. Like, for example, a game like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the monthly subscription for years. I guarantee you they made possibly billions of dollars off of that.
Well, absolutely.
And a lot of people. I mean, I never played it, so I can't really comment. But from what I understand, is there was so much for you to do that there were so many teams back, over at Blizzard who could contribute so much time because they had the financial resources to keep putting out all this stuff and would you, for example, how about I again, controversial, but let's say Bungie went with $30 a year model. Would you pay that to play a Destiny game that had triple the content that it has now?
Would I pay that to play a Destiny game that no, because Destiny's still like for me to pay a subscription into a game, like let's say because I did play WoW for a while, but my end game was ultimately PvP and playing that. I don't, and the WoW PvP feels more skill based than Destiny PvP does, and that and WoW, being an RPG is like strictly based on gear, but how you do your moves when you execute stuff, like all that comes into play, and how you play your character. You can playing your character itself is a skill in itself. So like when I played WoW, I had no problem paying that subscription because I was fulfilled with the PvP aspect. But with Destiny, like I'll be honest with you, like it's a social thing for the most part for me. Like, me and Sage play, I can talk to him, I can talk to a lot of other friends when I play, and we have a good time together. But I don't know if that's worth $30 a year.
Well, again, let's say that instead of what we have 2 raids right now, instead of 2 raids, we have 6. Instead of 4 multiplayer modes, you have 12. You have so much more stuff to do. Another 2 planets. Would that be enough to justify an additional $30 a year subscription fee?
I don't know. Like maybe if I didn't play so many games, yes. But because I know Guild Wars did it and didn't need a subscription, Team Fortress doesn't need a subscription. Shit, you don't even have to pay for Team Fortress anymore.
Quick question for Team Fortress: do they have? How does their because I'm pretty sure they have something where you can pay, I don't know, $2 to get armor or not like a colored armor. It's nothing. It doesn't change the game. It just gives you different look or something like that, right?
Yeah, you can pay. Like actually, people make stuff and you can pay them for it. It could be anything from 50 cents to $5.
Gotcha. Would a system like that? Would you be cool with something like that in Destiny?
You mean
I,
DLC?
not really DLC, because DLC is what we have now. Everybody calls them, first off, like I mentioned before, Activision needs to stop calling these expansions their DLCs. Anyway,
Yeah.
like actual, I don't know, different colorings that you can put on a Galahorn, or buy the black shader, or buy the red shader, or buy a certain type of shader.
I mean, that'd be cool and all, but I wouldn't
A
pay
rainbow
for it.
shader.
Like, I don't pay. Like, actually, have I ever paid for anything in Team Fortress? I mean, I paid for the game itself when I got it with Orange Box, technically speaking. But I don't think I've ever actually paid for anything in Team Fortress. But I'm a little different. I've been playing Team Fortress since beta, so I have a lot of stuff. Some dude paid me like $15 for a hat that I had because I played it when I did it during the Left 4 Dead special. And I was able to get Bill's hat. Rest in peace. Yeah.
No, but you know, people would. There's weird people out there who would pay out the wazoo to get all these different colorings and shadings and whatnot to make their characters customizable or whatnot.
I mean, as long as it's not a nickel and diamond thing where, you know, you see it as like you're paying for something, you know, that's so minuscule that it's like, why are you, that should be in the game, you know. But I would definitely be see, this is the thing, like with, you know, with a subscription thing, like I feel I want them, you know, to get, you know, if you make a good game, you deserve to get revenue for it, you know. And if you make good content, you deserve, you know, to be rewarded for that, you know. But just from this initial, you know, Dark Below, like, it's like, yo, do we really want to put that in their hands to get, you know, to give us, you know, something that we have to pay for? Like, do we really, like, that's why I say, like, you know, this game is really like a true beta, like a true test to see what type of content we can get and what type of game this can be, because, you know, I really think they need to show us that this game can go the distance for years and years and be a true series. And, you know, right now, I mean, it's okay, but I mean, they got a lot of work to do to hook, like to really hook people, like, you know, a WoW or, you know, that type of game.
Yeah, and I really hope that. All right, I admit it. I was one of those people. I went into the secret areas where you're supposed to go in for, what is it? The for the new DLC. And I went to the one on Earth. I went to the one on the moon, and I went to the one on Venus. And all I gotta say is the one on Venus. All it is, you're basically going to the portal. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's the one area where there's the two Minotaurs that are level 20.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
We went there, yeah.
I went up there the other day, and like for some reason I never, like, I guess like you said, they just added it. Something. I went up there. I was like, yo, what is this?
That's been there since the beginning. A lot of people don't realize that.
Okay, yeah, I never noticed it.
Yeah,
but
I went back there on some random shit one day, like while I was doing what was it? What the fuck? We don't do it anymore because we can buy materials, but
farming
patrols. Yeah, patrols. There we go. Yeah.
That's another thing. Just real quick, like the patrol missions, like with the different factions being a part of the patrol missions, but not really being a part of the patrol missions. Like that's another thing I felt they could have taken advantage of. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you can actually jump up on the walls and get yourself above the level of the shield around the teleporter, so you can jump inside the teleporter and it shoots you up to the area. And it's called the Terminus. There's actually videos on YouTube where you can see what it looks like, and there's 3 ghosts there. And all it is just one giant area. And I hope there's a little bit more to that than that, because it's just one giant area. There's some cover, and that's where you're supposed to fight either a captain, not a captain, one of a priest, an archon, or a baron, one of the 3. And that area, while it's nice and it looks cool, it's gigantic in terms of a single area. It's small if that's it for Venus. The one
Right.
on the moon, very, very hard to get to, and I recommend that unless you're a masochist, you don't go to it. You can check it up on YouTube. I was actually able to go to it, and you get to an area where it's through. I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is you go through the Temple of Crota area, and you go through one of the doors that doesn't open up in the main game. And the door opens up, you get to a dark area, and then all of a sudden you're in a small cave-sized room. You can look up and you can see the sky, and what's supposed to be over there is when you look up in the sky, is supposed to be a catch, like the one on Venus. And there's a teleporter there on the bottom, and you basically touch the teleporter, you get shot up in the air, and all of a sudden you're teleported into what's supposed to be the trader's catch. And you can go through the area. The area actually looks pretty cool. It's kind of like the catch from Venus. And at the last area, you see these two silver samurai-looking spider tanks, on one on each wall.
Oh wow.
And it's cool to look at, but it's another thing where I'm like, that area is cool, but it's smaller than some of the levels from Dark Below.
Right.
Which Dark Below had a lot of recycled shit, so that says a lot.
Yeah.
Right. The Venus one is cool, but it's just one giant room. The one on Earth, which I'm sure you've already seen from different videos from the beta, because people were actually able to break into that since the beta.
Right.
You can still do it in now, and there's still enemies in there. In fact, they still have the actual boss there, but it just says it says boss captain. That's his title. They gave him some sort of title, which leads me to believe that it was supposed to be part of the main game, and they just removed it, which is foo lame. Anyway,
Right.
But that area is really tiny too. It's just, I hope that there's more than just those 3 areas, because if that's the case, then oh my god, it might. I mean, Dark Below came with a thud. This would just like an anvil dropped on your head. That's how loud it would be.
Yeah, if you have 2 expansions back to back that are just like it's really, that's how you lose a lot of players. You know what I'm saying? That's how you lose a lot of players like that. I mean,
Right.
and that will be an issue. I mean, right now, like, we're struggling. Like, I'm struggling to find motivation to play. Actually, I think the only reason we even played this weekend was so that Sage could get enough strange coins to get Red Death.
Red Death.
That's why.
See, I don't even need to do weeklies. I already have 290 strange coins. I mean, the only reason I rarely spend money.
Well, exactly, it's sarcasm.
No, I know. I figured. I used to have way more, but then the one weekend I was like, okay,
Scrooge
heavy
McDuck
ammo,
over here.
heavy ammo, heavy ammo, heavy ammo, heavy ammo, and then they fixed it, so I'm like, oh, I guess I don't need to use as much heavy ammo.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only reason I'm playing single player mode right now, and the only things I play is I do the raids, and I do the nightfalls, hoping to get a 4th horseman. And that's the only thing I need in the single player. And then I've beaten single player because I've already gotten all the trophies, the platinum trophy.
Right.
I mean, the only thing I have left is to finish off my Grimoire score.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about Dark Below coming out is, I mean, I haven't seen every single review, but for most of the reviews I've seen, like, they kind of, not bashed it, but they weren't glowing about it. So that's the one good thing about, we didn't see like the media gushing over it. So, Bungie thinks like, okay, we did great, because there's been games like that, and there's been content like that where the media just kind of is like, okay, they just brush it off, and they give it a passing review, and it's like, okay, we can we can just chill. But the fact that a lot of people weren't, happy with this, it makes me feel confident that hopefully they'll give us something better.
I think maybe their plan kind of changed when it came to House of Wolves because of this, but I think for the
Mhm.
most part they're still staying on course. Like they're winning fucking awards. They just won BAFTA Best Game Award. Which how? Like Kanye, how? Like how? Like that's how does that happen? How's Destiny in any way, shape, or form win best game? I mean, there's not a single person, even if you are the most avid Destiny player, you cannot tell me that it deserved best game for 2014.
I mean, you know what? The thing about it is, like, I think that you have like a different perspective because you have seen a lot more games being a PC player. You know, you've seen a lot of different games more that have been, more toward this realm. But
Right.
as far as console, I mean,
Yeah, to kind of jumping on what he's saying, there really wasn't much on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One last year that I would say definitely deserved best game of the year. I mean,
right.
to be
I was gonna say that the Master Chief Collection
Oh,
deserves
come on.
best game more so than Destiny.
I don't know about that.
Did you
I
play the
don't know,
Master Chief
man.
Collection?
I did. It was cool going through the stuff that
Oh,
I've already played,
It was so.
but I gotta be
beautiful.
honest. I had more fun playing Halo Reach than I had playing all those 4 games.
Really?
I loved Reach. Reach was by
Aren't
far
they
one of my favorite game in the series.
aren't they releasing that now? Like
It's
Halo Reach?
no, it's
Yeah.
it's three. It's
I thought it was ODST.
ODST. Yeah,
ODST, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
ODST is
Um,
going to be the next. Is going to be the DLC that nobody wanted.
Right.
They're giving it away for free.
Right, so nobody can.
I don't know
complain.
who was going to buy that fucking DLC unless you didn't play the game. Unless you legitimately didn't play it, I can see people buying that. But if you played it and you bought it again, what the hell? Like, you can give me money. Don't, if you're gonna waste money like that. But anyway,
Pay us for this podcast. I like-
I mean, I know what really irked me was when I saw people giving the best graphics award. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa! There are certain textures on that game that look like they came out of Nintendo 64.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
When you go up on stuff such as the grills or like the like on the side of the buildings, especially you can see this a lot on Venus
dude,
and on
even
Mars.
the remastered graphics didn't look that great. But you know what did look fucking phenomenal? The cutscenes from Halo 2. Oh my god.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
He was talking about Destiny.
I was
when he
talking about Destiny.
graphics, yeah.
Oh, okay, never my bad.
Yeah,
That's what you're talking
yeah,
about, Master Chief Collection. again.
Sorry. No. There were some textures on Destiny
Oh,
where
yeah,
you would
absolutely.
look on the side of the buildings and you would see the grill or the like the temperature gauge, and it looked like somebody drew it on the wall.
Oh yeah, like it could.
Yeah.
I think whenever you have a game that's gonna be last gen and current gen, you're not gonna get the best graphics you could possibly get. Like there were definitely way more games. I mean, Infamous looked much better.
Oh, Infamous
Man.
looked gorgeous. I love
That
that.
was a
Infamous
great-
looked
that was a
absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful game.
I mean, and then like so, well, fuck. I mean, like Last Light. Oh, not Last Light. Sorry, First Light came out before that. That looked better.
Mhm.
Then that looked even better than Infamous Second Son.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and you can also see like some really bad textures in the backgrounds, like especially when you zoom in on them with the sniper rifle, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's my thing with Destiny, like it being a cross generation. I guess the way to term it is cross generation. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, if it was just next gen or current gen now, I wonder what they would have done more. What else could they have done?
I
If they
think
didn't
it
have to stretch it across platforms like that.
Yeah, I definitely think it would have been a different game. I mean,
Right.
for example, when you're looking at the drop ships, especially the what is it called? Not vandals, the fallen drop ships. When you hit it with a thorn, the entire thing looks like it's poisoned,
Yeah.
which makes me believe that it was supposed to be something that you could destroy.
Oh,
Right.
the whole thing. Yeah.
the-
I know you
Right.
can knock the weapons off for sure, but
Yeah.
You can. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
But the fact that the entire thing looked like it was poisoned makes me believe that the entire thing was meant to be taken down. And the fact
Right.
that they kept it on PS3 and Xbox 360 meant that, well, that can't happen.
Right. Which makes me believe that, obviously they wanted this to be a huge game. They wanted it, they were going for the sales. But at the same time, it also makes me look at, the future for the next Destiny. Like it just makes me think of all the things that they missed out on and that they can add to the game or they can expand on that would make this game so much more than what it
Mhm.
is now. And that, that's another thing that has me optimistic for Destiny 2 or whatever they're going to call it. And I'm looking forward to that. And that was one of the things that always, it always popped in my head, in the back of my head when I was thinking about, this game, or when I was playing it, I was like, yo, this game is on. You kind of forget because, we all got it for, the next gen quote unquote game system. But,
Yeah.
you know, you've kind of forget that, oh, this is for 360 and PS3 too. Like those systems are old by industry standards, and they still function and they still run on those systems. And, they didn't really take advantage of what's up now, and it's like, yo, if they, make it strictly for next gen and they tailor it to that, it really makes you think like, what could they do, with that? So, I'm looking forward to that if they get to that level,
We'll see. I mean, I'm not like they could have done better with this game, even with it being cross generation.
I
I mean,
agree.
even if
I
they
agree.
kept the levels the same size, they could have had more of them. We've been
Right.
talking like this 3 podcasts now, like all the changes they could make to Crucible to make it to make it worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, they definitely could have did more. So I'm not giving them a pass on that.
Oh no, I'm not giving them a pass. I'm just thinking about, what they could have done because like you said, there's so many. It doesn't even have to come down to graphics and memory and all. It's just like, yo, just fixing things that aren't working right.
Right.
Could make this game way more enjoyable. Just adding, content that is a little bit more stimulating. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right. Right.
Because I mean, we've all probably done these strikes in these missions 15,000 times. And it's not like you have to add new areas. Just like, yo, give us different objectives, give us different things to
Yeah.
do. Like, so just switch it up. Like, because we're already hooked.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're doing a podcast about one game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're already hooked. It's like,
Mhm.
yo, just give us a variety of things to do. There's been games that have random generating content that, give you different things to do that give you different objectives. Like, give us something like that, you know?
Yeah. Like I mean, like even like if they had like the different not the skulls, but the oh my god, why am I drawing a blank right now? The the burns, like the different burns and
Right,
angry. They had like generate if they randomly generated those, that would be awesome
right,
and make it more
exactly.
interesting. Actually, the game was a lot more interesting when it was harder for us. Like when we were doing level 30 stuff at 28, like you were
Right,
28 and I was 27 and we were still doing it. That was fucking fun. We had so
exactly,
much fun doing that shit. And
exactly.
like then, you get to like 31, 32, it's not hard to do them anymore. And on top of that, you can cheese. Like
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I went downstairs to fight the Nexus. I can't remember the last time I did it. Now, thanks,
I mean,
Jeff.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, that's why I think, regardless of what they do with House of Wolves, I think it will bring core players like us back just because there's going to be new levels. There's going to be different things to do. There's going to be more of a challenge there. So it's going to bring us back regardless, but it's just keeping the people, keeping the masses, attention with this game is what I think is important, because I mean, obviously we're still talking about this game, there hasn't been many games that we could talk about for this long in a while as far as consoles go.
Mhm.
So I mean that says something in itself. So that's why I think when the next DLC drops or whatever they want to call it, when that drops, I think we're definitely going to have a lot more to talk about, obviously, but I think we might have, and hopefully we have a different perspective on the game and what's coming up.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I hope too. I mean, it's not like I hate the game because I don't. I mean, obviously, I play it. If I hated it, I wouldn't play
Right.
it. Like, I'm just the thing that upsets me the most is that it has so much potential, and I like
Yeah.
playing it with my friends. But then at the same time, it feels like I'm being duped when I play it, and I don't like that feeling.
Right.
You
Right.
know, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it ultimately feels like when like when I first got Dark Below and beat it in like I don't know an hour. Like I was
Yeah,
like, what?
We beat that pretty quick.
Yeah, like I'm like what? Like, that feels like you've been duped. Now I'm already prepared for the House of Wolves to be just as short, and then you have the repetitive content, and we can't. We have a guy on our guild. His name is Jeff. And I just can't play with Jeff because Jeff just finds the easiest way to do something. He'll do it over and over again. And I mean, it's cool when you need to do it, but sometimes it just sucks the joy out of doing something.
Right, exactly. Because it's like when me and you were solely doing some of those strikes, it was like, yo, we gotta, like, we're just using all our gaming knowledge to just, in our
Beat
gaming
this.
skills just to beat it, to get like, oh, okay, stay there, run there, run there. Like it was intense.
Yeah,
But when you know what to do, like you said, it's kind of
or know
sucks
how
the
to
fun out
cheese
of
it.
it.
So you know how to cheese it to the fact that it doesn't matter how difficult they make it. Like as long as I get to this one point. Like okay, so Jorge, for example, I was 27, he was 28. We did the level 30. We did the weekly strike on level 30, and it was Nexus, and it was Solar Burn. And so we blew through the first half. You're like, Solar Burn? Pff, fuck Solar Burn. It's all about Arc Burn. Arc Burn's the hard one until we got to the Nexus. Okay.
Right.
And then that's when I realized I was like, oh shit, all they shoot is solar damage.
Was it solar or was it void burn?
It was Solar Burn. Like the
yeah.
Nexus itself shoots void.
Right.
But the all of like the guys that spawn except the Minotaurs.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else
Yeah.
shoots solar.
Snipers. Okay, I got you.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah. When I've never been humbled so fast in my life, yo. Like, but the thing is, like, we beat it. I think it took us like an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But we
What's
beat
the
it.
other one we beat too? The one we first did when we were gassed about that. Like,
Oh, but also I think that was Fogoth with Arcburn.
Fogoth. Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's Fogoth. That's
yeah.
when we first heard about Arcburn.
Yeah.
Really, yo, we go into it like, yo, what the fuck is Arcburn? I don't know. It ain't shit. It ain't whatever, yo. And then we realized like what it is. Like, yo, we was like, yo, Arcburn is the truth. And so like there's like Solar Burn. Oh, that's not that big of a deal. Look, we're doing so good on this strike. And then we get down to we jump into the Nexus. This is before we knew about how to cheese it,
Yeah.
And
Fogoth.
then
With
you
the
get
with the what do you call them? Jeff taught us the guy that he comes in the hallway on Fogoth, and you can just stay back and
oh yeah,
The Shrieker.
the Shrieker.
yeah, the Shrieker. When
You
can
just chill back, wait for him to disappear, and then you go forward.
Yeah.
exactly. See, we didn't know that when we did the Fogoth the first time.
So like
I actually found that out by accident. I actually didn't see any YouTube video or anything. This was back in the early days. The very first time Fogoth was a Nightfall, and I found that out by accident. And the only reason I even thought of that was when it appears on the map, it shows up as a ship. It doesn't show up as a normal enemy. So I was like, let me let this ship go. And sure enough, the second he left, all those wizards and knights that were there, they went with it too.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so like now, like that's what we've been doing, except for the Thorn bounties, which is why the Thorn bounty is still kind of fun to do.
Oh god, the Thorn bounty is ridiculously hard to do.
But it's awesome.
only level 26, and yet I get my butt handed.
That's because of it's got the epic shields.
Yup.
But the thing is, just imagine like you have two people underleveled, and Arcburn is on. You have knights shooting at you. You have fucking wizards shooting at you. They're level 30. Their shields are up. And it has Arcburn, and we still fought through it. That was some epic, intense shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was Mega Man status.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like that was some that's some incredible shit to do. Like, if people listen to like, oh, that's not that big of a deal. When you are 28 and 27 and you're doing that shit, that's like you can't miss. You can't miss a shot. You can't miss. You can't get hit. That's what that is.
It's the same when we did the Earth Strike. You know, when we were like, that's when we first discovered Arcburn.
Yeah, oh,
That,
you're right. That's
the
when
Earth
we had
Strike.
the Earth Strike. You're 100% right when we
We
did
were
the Earth
playing.
Strike.
We were like, you know, whatever. Like this ain't nothing. And then we got to the I think we got past the Walker that we beat. You know, that was tough, but then we got to to the last
Well, no,
part.
it's when we had to trip the alarm
Oh
because
yeah,
all
that's right.
those
When we tripped,
and
that's right.
that's the first time I ever feel. What are those things that come out? Not the little mechanical things. Um, they shoot arc damage and they have flame shields.
Oh,
The Shanks.
The Shanks, yes.
Shanks, yes.
That's the first time I ever feared a Shank. Because they were a problem. Like, we were wondering, like, yo, why are we getting tossed like this? Like, you know, like, why are we getting our ass whooped? And then that's when I looked, I was like, Arcburn. Oh!
See, and that's the thing that drew us more into this game. You know, it's not the fact that we were doing the same things over and over, like, because we did that strike before, we did those missions before, but it's like this extra layer of challenge didn't make us go, fuck this, we're not playing this anymore. They made us say, yo, what do we have to do to beat this?
Yeah.
You know, and
we couldn't just leave.
Exactly. And that's what we need, you know, with this next expansion or DLC, whatever you want to call it. That's what we need. We needed to take it back. I mean, obviously there's going to be an added challenge because the level is going to be raised. But, you know, we need to get hooked back into PvP, as well as, you know, some type of balancing, you know, because I'm not even going to talk about PvP because, you know, there's going to be new weapons. There's going to be new BS. So I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm just talking about PvE, you know, add new challenge, you know, it's not even about really, I mean, I want new areas, but I just want new challenges, new things that I have to go on with a team. I don't want to have to be able, I can level up and just go on by myself and just you know, rank up or farm whatever. Like, I want to be like, yo, I need you to help me do this mission or this strike. That's what makes this game, I think, special. And I mean, you still have that with the Nightfall, but it gets repetitive after a while, you know, and I hope that they add more of that, you know, that yearning to like, yo, I need people to help me. I need, you know, my crew or people in my clan to help me beat this mission, because, you know, PvE in this game is like, you know, it hooked us. It had us locked in. Like, we were like, yo, we got to beat this. We're not turning this game off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So I hope we get more of that, and I hope it lasts longer than it did with the Dark Below, because, you know, even though Dark Below added challenge, like, you know, we were doing, you know, I forget her name, that one strike. We're like, yo, it's just tedious. Like, it's just boring and it's tedious. Like, it's not
for Omnigul.
Omnigul, yeah. Like, it's just tedious. It's tedious and boring. Like, come on, give us something that is just not throwing 1,000. Like, yo, at the end, our totals were like, our total kills was like damn near 600 kills.
Yeah,
you're just throwing enemies at us. Like,
both strikes from the Dark Below, like that.
Exactly. It's just throwing enemies at us, and like, that's not what keeps us playing, because we only do those strikes when we have to. We don't do any strikes just for fun anymore.
Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely, it was absolutely. I haven't remember the last time I did a strike playlist, and there was a time where I needed to do it so I can get like armor, because I needed to break it down for my other characters, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait for the stuff to come to me in Crucible.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I was doing. I was you know, recently building up my Warlock and leveling the Warlock up. I was like, okay, you know, let me do a strike playlist, because I wanted to get just some armor, just so I could get it at least up to 31, you know, when I got all of my my armor. And I was like, okay, let me do a playlist. And it was just like, I was just going through the motions. Like, you know, it wasn't fun anymore, you know, and that kills a game when it just feels like you're going through the motions, and it's like, okay, let me do, like, it just feels like a drag, like, it feels like a chore.
Yeah.
Want that. You don't want that with a game that's as big as this game is, you know. You don't want that. You want new challenges, you know. You don't have to have a new challenge every day, but you want new challenges often for a game that's you know, I'm not gonna say as addictive as this game, but just something as big as they wanted this game to be and that they planned for this game to be for it to last, a year or 2 years, before they maybe even I don't even know how long they're planning to string this out and before the sequel to Destiny, the true sequel to Destiny. I don't know how long they're planning that out, but you want this game to last and you want it to be somewhat fresh, if not in constant content, but in constant challenge. And it's always something to do. And right now, it's not always something to do. And even if it is, it's not something that you want to do. It feels like, all right, let me just do it to play.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. It's been kind of a drag, and I think even Jorge, you talked earlier about your clan power not winding down. Our clan has been winding down too. Like we used to raid 4 or 5 nights a week, and do and after that we do Crucible, and now it's no like I don't even know. I think the clan leader, he was trying to get people to raid, and nobody's like really showing up.
You guys they were playing Helldivers.
Playing Helldivers, yeah. Like that's the thing. Like Helldivers came out, that kind of just shut the whole raid game down. Like it really did.
I mean, not to mention the Grand Theft Auto heist, like that definitely was a big blow too.
That was a big blow. I mean, I've been stuck on Hotline Miami for the past week. It's pretty bad.
And also like
the game is great. It's just pretty bad how bad I've been playing that game.
Also, I mean, you get to go back to your backlog finally.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, let me play some of the things that, I kind of neglected, for playing Destiny. And it's like, yo, I mean, it's great for you personally, but it's not great for Destiny. It's not great for Bungie that you're, neglecting this game to go. Like, they want you to stay fascinated and engaged into this game as long as you can, because it's just better for them, because when they release new content, people are hungry for it. But if you start to get into other games, it's like,
yeah,
I don't even want to go back. Like,
that's one of the reasons I stopped playing WoW. Like I was playing WoW for a while. I was doing good PvP, I was enjoying myself, and then eventually I was kind of like, well, there's nothing really going on. So I stopped playing, and then when they started releasing new content, I was like, I'm really not gonna go back. I never went back to it.
Right.
That was it. And I don't know if Destiny is going to be the same way. Like right now, we're still, like I said, I just played it on Saturday. I don't think I'm participating in this Iron Banner, which is coming out this week.
I think you'll play at least twice. I think.
I don't know, like, because for the Iron Banner, it's like it's rank 5 or nothing. If I'm not gonna rank,
I think I can talk you into it. I think if I badger you enough, I think you can get a couple rounds.
Maybe. Well, I'm not playing tomorrow because I'm coming to your place after I get off of work. I'll talk to you after. I'll talk to you about that after the podcast. But so yeah, and this week this week is actually pretty difficult to me. I already told you what I have to do this week.
Yeah.
Every day, so it's gonna So you might be able to. We'll see. I don't know, but I don't see myself, because if I play Iron Banner and I don't get rank 5, I'm gonna be pissed.
Right, of course.
But
I mean, that's the whole point of playing Iron Banner is ranking up and getting. I mean, even if you don't need it, just getting the armor just to have it. I mean, that's another thing that we can talk about either this time or another time. It's just the vault. How it should be organized better, and it should have. You should be able to stash more stuff, but
that's coming. That's one of the. They said in one of the updates they're going to do that. Right, they recognize that people's vaults are getting full, but I don't know. Like this is I would have to hit rank 5. I just don't know. Like, dude, like we just talked about, I've been playing other games and I like it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm replaying. I just beat Hotline Miami yesterday morning, and now I'm gonna replay through Hotline Miami hard mode, which is gonna take a significant amount of time. As hard as you think Hotline Miami is on regular mode, hard mode is no fucking joke. Then I have Ori and the Blind Forest, which is one of the most beautiful games I have ever seen in my entire life.
I heard about that. I didn't know.
I'll share a video with you after, because I did a test stream with it. It's fucking gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Like yeah. So like it's but that's like I have games to play. Like it's. And like I said, I like it. It feels good to hop into other games and expand my horizon. Like, because like I've been stuck on Destiny for so long. I've been stuck in that mindset. And now that, I'm playing I played Ori and I played Hotline Miami, and I'm getting all these ideas that I could do for the site because I'm
Right.
playing these other games versus just being in that Destiny slog. Is
Right.
this what it's like to be like addicted to like drugs? Like when you come out, the cloud is lifted. Is that what this
Right.
is like?
I mean, it that's definitely what it's like. But speaking of sharing, one thing we were going to cover is that one unfortunate sharing incident that occurred.
Unfortunate? No, I would not call it unfortunate. I mean, we've talked about it on the Nashcast, and everybody's heard about it by now. That kid that got
Yeah.
his Destiny account leaked. There is nothing unfortunate about that. Okay, kids. The same rules you use in the streets, use it on the fucking internet. Okay, please, please. And like, I don't know, like when it came, because I was there from the birth of the internet, almost. Okay,
I was
like
definitely there for it. I was definitely there for the
yeah,
birth.
like basically, like like the first time I used the internet, I was in the 8th grade. I remember it. AT&T. I'm sorry, I was in the 7th grade. AT&T. They brought like the internet to my school, kind of to show people what it was. But it
Hmm.
wasn't on a weekday or anything like that. I saw a flyer on the wall. It said on Saturday, AT&T's going to be here with the internet. All I knew was computer shit. That's all I knew about it.
Right.
Okay, I
Right.
go there on a Saturday. I go to school on a Saturday. I walk there because my mom wouldn't take me. She didn't know what the internet was, and she's like, what? She's like, no, I'm not taking you over this. So I walked, and like I was, even though the internet was extremely boring at the time because you didn't have any Facebooks. You had news and web pages and just
Right.
information. I just thought it was amazing. So I've been there for a while, but still, like when I started getting involved in chat rooms and playing online games, the same rules applied that it did in real life. Like I wouldn't give my real name, my phone number. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't give people access to things over the internet, my usernames, my passwords. I wouldn't do any of that.
Right.
And now, like SharePlay obviously didn't exist, but still, it's the same concept. Why would you give somebody who you don't know access to your console like that?
Right.
The answer in his case is that he wanted to cheat, which is
He
another
wanted to cheat.
that is
Cheaters never prosper.
That is another lesson learned. This happened because they told him, "Hey, there's a way for us to bump you up to like level 32. There's a hack or a trick we can do," and they gave him access. This is not unfortunate. I refuse to use those words. I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I don't really like kids, but I have a sympathy for them. You know.
He was 11, man. He's old enough to get somebody pregnant.
What?
Like, no sympathy.
Wow.
I mean, just it's so funny because just last night I had this guy I've known for a while through the internet, not personally. He hit me up last night and he was asking me to share a game, and I just turned off my console. I didn't even reply. I just turned off the console. Like I don't even. I'm just like, yo, I don't even know why you felt comfortable asking me. Like if I don't have direct access to get to you, if you do some bullshit,
Right.
I'm not going to share my game with you. You know what I mean? Like because if I share my game with you, I want to be able to go to your house and be able to see you and beat your ass myself if you do some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like
there's
I'm
got to
sorry,
be consequences.
that's
Yeah.
just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to handle this business. If you're all the way across the country or I don't know you, I'm not going to give you access to any of my content. I don't care what. I don't care if it's a helmet I downloaded, from a game, and you wanna try it or you wanna. I don't care what content it is. If it's my content, you're not going to get access to it unless I know you personally and you be held accountable for it. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's the thing. I was like, you're old enough to know. In my opinion, you're old enough to know. Like Jorge, what do you think? Like, are we too, or I should say, am I too hard on this kid?
No, because I grew up from the time when, hell, Super Nintendo had no internet. The version you got was never going to get updated. So it's like if they weren't in your room playing with you, they weren't gonna get that game.
Right.
So I mean, I feel bad for the kid, but I mean, he got caught with his pants down, and like, oh, woe is me, woe is me. Well, that's what happens when you believe people on the internet. If you don't personally
Right.
know them, or there's always that risk.
Right, right. I mean, I learned my lesson early. I'm gonna just do a little throwback story. Like I learned my lesson early when I was in, I forget what grade I was in, maybe second, third grade. And a friend of mine asked me to borrow a Nintendo game, and I brought it to school. Like, okay, I'm gonna let you borrow it, and I let him hold it. Come to find out, he ended up moving like a couple weeks later, and I never got the game back. That was
Okay,
my
was it?
lesson right there.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what?
Lesson learned.
I can't even remember what it was. It wasn't something that was like too epic on Nintendo at the time, but it was definitely something that I played, but I definitely remember that story, and I that always stuck with me. Like, yo, you can't, you can't trust people. I mean, even if they're in the flesh, you have to be able to hold people accountable. Especially in this time right here where everything is at your fingertips. It's like, yo, you have to be even more precious with your data and with your content, and you can't share it with just anybody. And it's a lesson learned, I mean, it's unfortunate because, I mean, I also look at the kid as a victim, not a victim, but I'm also looking at the guy who, he's not a victim. At the same time, he's getting harassed because somebody got, somebody in his house that he was careless with, he let on his console. And now this kid has brought him all his grief online because people on the internet are ruthless nowadays.
Yeah, they are.
They're ruthless. So it's like, yo,
They have no Ruth.
It's too late for you to be making a joke like that. It's funny for no reason.
It really was like that was
Yeah.
that was too funny for me right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, you got to be careful with your content, man. And you gotta protect yourself because, I mean, as easy it is for things, for you to get to things and for other people to get to your things. Like, you have to be careful. And this is just something that the kid had to learn. And, it's unfortunate for him. It never would have happened to us, but it's unfortunate for him that he had to learn the hard way. And I mean, but shit, I had to learn the hard way too. So, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, you're right. It is. That lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Right.
I mean, when he starts crying at the end, it's like, well, there you go, kid.
Oh, there's a video of the actual kid crying?
Yeah, like you hear him crying at the end.
I
like,
didn't know about that.
What I do like about it. What I do like what he did.
What I do like about it.
Well, no, not about him crying, but you know what I do like.
I feed off the boys' tears.
When he first came back, right? He saw what happened. I think he turns off his console. He turns it back on. Okay. He turns off the console. He turns it back on, and then he connects right back to the party, and he kind of starts talking shit. It wasn't really good shit. It was just he says like, yeah, I didn't want that gun anyway. I was gonna get it anyway. Like he's like, whatever, blah, bow, I'm out. He's gone. Like he leaves the party. And then when he goes back into his account, he's like, no. Like he starts letting it go. I was like, you know what? Let it out, little man. Let it out.
Let it go.
Let it go. And just this one's gonna make you stronger, my friend. This one's gonna make you stronger.
I mean,
he can definitely take a rejection from a girl after this one.
No.
This was a heartbreaker. It's like, no.
No, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, like it was the way he cried too was a little like it was like, oh no, you gotta hear it. Like it's at the very end of the video.
Yeah, it was bad. It was ugly. It got ugly.
But he'll be fine. It's a lesson learned. He's gonna come out stronger from this.
Right, and you know what? It's better for Bungie because he gets to play Destiny. He gets to enjoy it even more because everything is fresh. He's leveling up his character again. So
Yeah. I think Bungie
No more
did give
Hawk
him
Moon,
something
no.
though. I think they did give him something. I can't remember what. But
Yeah.
now he starts again. But I mean, it doesn't take long to get from 1 to 20. I mean, you just gotta
No, I mean, we've
work.
seen somebody go from 1 to 20 I mean, not even from 1 to 20, but from a low level to
Yeah, well,
20 in a day, in a matter of hours. So
yeah, we took one of our friends from 1 to 17 in, let's see, what time is it? We started at 10 o'clock. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it was actually 5 we got off. So in 7 hours, we took him from 1 to 17.
right.
I've gotten from 1 to 30 in a day.
Oh, yeah?
Damn, that's a grind right there.
That is a grind. That is a grind.
That is a grind because to get to, I mean, that's just, I mean,
Well,
damn, you had to have armor already.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
well, the thing that I was doing was I didn't have 2 characters until Dark Below came out.
Right.
I wasn't one of those people that had to have 3 characters.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
When Dark Below came out, I started getting all this purple gear for Warlocks and Titans. I was like, you know what? Let me just put this in here.
Right.
And the gear that you get automatically gets you to 30. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, once I get to level 20 with my Warlock, I'll go ahead and do that. So one day I just decided to do, just level up my Warlock. I started at like 8 a.m. because I woke up early that day. I leveled up a couple from doing the missions. Then I was like, you know what? These bounties will probably get me leveled up real quick. I turned in 2 bounties. I went up 4 levels. I was like, oh, shoot. So I completed a whole bunch more story missions. I kept doing them on the hardest difficulty. And I was done with, the last mission by 3 p.m. I was
Nice.
and I still wasn't level 20, but I mean I completed a couple more stuff, and then all of a sudden, bam, level 20, and then I put the gear on, level 30.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's impressive. I'm just sitting here like, that is like really impressive.
That's impressive, definitely.
Yeah. Before we wrap up here,
Worthy.
yeah, definitely prop worthy. I give you 1 clap, sir. Good job.
Oh damn it, only 1.
2 claps. There you go.
Damn it. It sounds like you're fetching something. You, good sir, with some water.
Yeah. I like to think that when we're in a group and somebody else has to take us to the tower, I'm kind of commanding them to do so. Jeez, to the tower. But there's one last thing I want to talk about. Just very quickly want to touch on before we wrap this up, and that is the companion app and the fact that they added the vault.
God.
I know, Bungie, you did something right.
God
Holy
bless
shit.
Bungie for that.
Yeah, you made, in doing so, they've almost made the tower completely irrelevant. Almost.
Pretty much. I mean, the only time I go in there is to get bounties now.
Well, the thing is, because of the Vault app, I've been forgetting to get bounties. Like when I do play. That's the thing. So it's like that now. Like my sole reason for going to the tower is to get bounties, and since I don't need Eris bounties anymore, because fuck getting level 4 Eris on all my characters, I only need it on 1. Okay, so I only need the Crucible bounties when we go into the Crucible. I don't need any Vanguard bounties right now. I have enough Vanguard commendations, I think, to last me a while because I don't plan on buying a lot of Vanguard stuff.
Yeah, I managed to get level 4 Eris on everybody just because I was leveling stuff up.
Yeah, just as something to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. So I guess I'm not doing it. So I only need it on 1.
You're right.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a really, really, and the fact that it's like instant, it's fast. Like you could be on the app and then like you put it on your current character and bam, it just shows up.
Oh, it's a godsend. Like just being able to switch your character and then move all your gear over. You know, that was a great feature.
Side note: there is a Chrome extension which makes it so that you basically drag and drop your weapons. It's called Destiny Item Manager. It's available in the Chrome store if you have Chrome. And you literally you click on whatever weapon you want and you could drag it to somebody else real quick. Makes it even easier.
Wow. See,
If you so again, if it look for the in the Chrome store, Destiny Item Manager, you could just drag and drop from character to character.
Nice.
yeah,
I gotta try that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just want to touch on that because, we've been shitting on Bungie for the past 2 hours. And I'm like, that's a good job. Keep up the good work.
See, but you know what? It's tough love.
Keep up the good poop.
It's not just shit. It's tough love because if we didn't enjoy the game, we wouldn't be here talking about it.
That's true. I mean, like, we wouldn't be talking about it because we wouldn't be playing it if, But the thing is, like, they didn't do something fast because, like, it almost feels kind of like a drag to play sometimes,
Yeah.
And that's not what we want. But yeah, you know what? I don't aim for this podcast to be 2 hours long, but we just start getting into conversations, and that's kind of. I don't aim for any podcast to be 2 hours long. To be honest,
I mean, some topics in some games, the chemistry, it just starts flowing, and it's like, yo, before you know it, time is gone.
Yeah, you are 100% right.
The struggle is real.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna wrap it up on that note. Usually we do this podcast on the second week of every month, but I had some difficulties last week, so
yep.
It's out this week, which is the third week. Next week, next month, it'll probably still be the second week. We'll see. But I mean, we do have other podcasts. We have the Mashcast, which is every Monday. Sometimes we'll take like a 2 or 3 week break, but right now it is definitely on. What else? We have Double Tap, which is our fighting game community podcast.
Or what I do on Saturday nights.
Oh, I think you used that joke last time.
Damn it.
So we do have Double Tap. That's on the first week of every month. Probably, I think it's like Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month. We have WoW Talk, which is out every other week, so it's bi-weekly. We got one this Tuesday, and then 2 weeks from that we got another one. That's our World of Warcraft podcast, and we have 4 people on that pretty much that is their game. They are Warcraft experts. So yeah, like we have 4 podcasts going on right now. Mashcast for general news, Double Tap for fighting, WoW Talk for World of Warcraft, and In Orbit for all of your Destiny needs. Because we take on the hard topics,
Right.
And when you do that, it really sounds like if somebody just listened to it, probably sounds like we fucking hate this game. Because we've had 3 podcasts where we were just like, you need to do this, you need to do that, and blah 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 blah. But no, I mean we like the game, and that's why we're talking about it. We want Bungie to help us like it, help us love them.
Right. Exactly.
Help you.
That's what true gamers do, man. We bitch and still play. That's just it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but as always, we thank you for listening. You can catch us on soundcloud.com/mashthosebuttons for now. This podcast probably by the next one or after the next one, next month we might have it on iTunes. Not yet. We do have Mashcast and WoW Talk on iTunes if you want to check those out. But for now, this podcast is on SoundCloud primarily, and of course, mashthosebuttons.com.
It'll be the second podcast that'll be on iTunes that I'm involved in. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, there you go. What other podcasts are you involved in?
Super Euro Power Hour, crazy Eurobeat music. So yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, go for it. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, what site is that on, or is that just on iTunes?
You can search it on iTunes, Super Euro Power Hour. If you like Eurobeat, go for that. It's been a while since we put out a new episode, so this is a nice distraction.
Oh, okay. How long?
Like 2 months.
Oh, dude, you gotta get into a groove, man.
Yeah, that's a long story.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you can, for the gaming podcasts, you can go to mashthosebuttons.com and you can check out our content there. And for Superhero Power Hour, check that out on iTunes.
Oh, you're so nice.
No problem. And as always, like I said, thank you for listening, and we will catch you guys next month.
TTFN.
Peace.
Ta-ta for now.
Salute.